Hello and welcome. I guess if you're here, you are thinking about doing something different than what you're doing now, and you're not sure what you want to do next. My name is Aurora Minigallo, and I studied Repurpose Your Purpose years ago in 2017 because I really got on a personal level and seeing around me how painful it can be when we have lost our way professionally or maybe we never found it, right? And there's this pain that comes, this sort of nagging, this voice inside, this feeling that says, I should be doing something different. But some of us, when we try to think about it, have draw a complete blank. We have no idea whatsoever. Some of us maybe have some ideas, but we get caught up in our head. Should I do that? Should I do that? Or we discourage ourselves and we cannot choose. Right. I worked with all sorts of people who used to like what they did, and then at some point, they didn't anymore. People that grew out of it, people who never did something they liked and wanted to finally give themselves a chance. People who were looking for or ended up making a small shift, like maybe same profession, different industry. And I've also worked with people that made gigantic shifts, right? Radical shifts. Anything is possible, right? As long as it's what you really desire and what is a good fit for you, right? So, repurpose your purpose is really based on the principle that we need both inside and outside work to make a successful transition. And some of it is a mystery how it happens, so there's no guarantees in life. But we can really create an environment for ourselves and do the work that will greatly increase the chances of us finding what we love and making it happen. So I want to tell you a little bit about the group program. If you're on this page right here, if you're on YouTube, I'll put the link to the group program page, so you can read all the details. If you're on the page itself, keep scrolling, you'll find all the details. So I'm not going to tell you everything in this video, but I want to just highlight a few things that you might find interesting. Okay, the first thing is that I only host the group program once or twice a year. It's very small, there's only a few people, so you get a lot of attention. Okay, it's not some large group where you're just showing up and listening, and you can kind of check out. No, this is really for you. It's 2 months for you to feel supported, to feel what you're going through matters. We understand. We meet 7 times live online. These sessions are not recorded. This is so that we can have a safe conversation. You can share whatever you want. You can ask whatever questions you want. It's really a welcoming space of inquiry. And of course, I also have a roadmap. So I have certain things I'm going to cover every time. But the beauty of the way I set this up is that I have a library of content just for you that is I don't know how many lessons, over 70, I think, with over 30 videos. So some of that content I'm going to ask you to look up before or after our sessions, and some of it is essentially extra, so that whatever you are interested in, whatever you want to go deeper in, or depending on your personality, some people really like to read a lot or watch a lot, and some people don't. So you're supported at different levels, right? As the level that works for you. And this is because my philosophy is that there's some universality to this experience of changing careers when you're not sure what you want to do next. But there's also a unique path that each one of us has to discover for themselves. Okay, and so everything I do is really based on that. There are certain things that I really want you to engage with, that I want everybody to engage with. And then there's a lot that I invite you to explore in whatever direction makes sense for you. Okay, so really this back and forth between what is universal and what is unique and you get to create for yourself. One of the reasons why I focus on this type of program for people who are not sure what they want to do next is not just the pain that is unique to this experience, but also because a lot of more traditional coaching is really effective only if you know what you want. Okay, let's put it this way. When I first experienced coaching as a client, it was very mainstream, what I would call mainstream coaching, meaning you have to have goals and deadlines and a lot of questions to make you think about things, all that kind of stuff. And I found that when I knew what I wanted and I needed that kind of support or maybe a little bit of a push, to motivate myself or to enhance my own motivation to get there, that could be very effective. Okay, it made me focus, it made me take action. It was really good. But when I felt lost, when I didn't know what's coming up for me, when I didn't have a goal, I just kind of had a feeling that something was happening, or I had some ideas, but I couldn't just make myself intellectually just pick one idea. That coaching I found was actually making me worse. Right, it was making me more confused. It was pushing sometimes my buttons and triggering me. It was just not helpful. And so I this is not just what I do, is my passion. So I spend all my time, trying and learning and studying and finding mentors. I really embarked on a lifelong inquiry on what is actually helpful when we don't know, right? What can help us in that journey, which has a timing that its own and it's very individual for each person. And that's what Repurpose Your Purpose is about, and I iterate it every time. And I also work one-on-one with clients, by the way. So if you're watching this and you're like, I cannot make the times, or I don't want to be in a group, get in touch, because I work one-on-one with people as well. And I found it's very different. It's a different kind of coaching. And one of the things we want is to have a little bit of tension between a relaxed, slowing down pace where you really can get relief from the pressure that you've created for yourself. And when you can let your own inner wisdom speak to you, come to the surface, right? So on one hand, we want to slow down and open up that space. And on the other hand, we want to create momentum. We want to support taking action. So through different exercises, different activities, and sometimes just listening and being with each other, I create different moments and different ways for you to start opening up, however you need to open up. And that's, I think, also the beauty of the program, is that some things might work for you, some things might not, but there's a variety, so that everybody in the group, we're all different. Some of us like to read more, some of us like to journal, some of us like to move, we all like different things. We all get we're all held with the same caring and with a variety of resources, so that we find our own opening, our own way. And of course, as everything in life, there's a mystery to this. So I don't know how long it takes for anybody, right? The soul, if you want to say the soul, the spirit, your deepest self, however you want to call that part of you, has its own timing. Okay, so in my experience, you can't be like, well, in 3 weeks I will have it all figured out. That's why that kind of coaching doesn't work for this kind of deeper work. But we can nurture the soil so that when we plant the seeds at some point, right, when the time is right, it starts to blossom. And so I've seen people come into the program, and in a couple of sessions, they start feeling better, they have ideas. And I've seen people that come, they have a bit of an opening, something starts to appear, but then they have to keep their explorations, they have to go deeper, something more emerges. And maybe a year later, they have the insight, they have the idea, they have the opportunity. So I really don't know what it's going to be for you, but I do know, and this I know from my own experience, as well as talking to clients that tell me later, chances are you cannot do it by yourself. And that's really, if we can do it by ourselves, we do it fairly quickly. If we get stuck for a long time and we're floundering, we don't know, we feel stuck, I really want to invite you to work with somebody, work with me, work with a group. Just really get out of your own head and get in a supportive, guided space where somebody might poke, or open up or say something that will spark what needs to come alive, or what needs to awaken in you. All right, so what else do you need to know? We start September 25th. If you enroll by September, I think it's at 16th, you save about $100. So it's $600, less than $600, $596 to sign up. If you sign up before September 16th, and you can also make payments if you don't want to pay all at once. If money is your concern, please fill out an application. Let me know. We can work something out. I don't want money to be the one thing that keeps you from this program. Okay. The program requires your full participation. This is not a passive, I'm reading a book, I'm watching something recorded. This is get on the court, share, listen, take action, engage. Okay, so for some of you, it will feel fantastic. You finally have the playground you were looking for. For some of you, it might feel, a little scary and outside of your comfort zone. Don't worry about it. It's gentle. Okay, it's really, I've done this many times. You can go still at your own pace. I'll just give you a little bit of a push here and there, but it's really not some hardcore program where you have to worry. It will be too much for you. Okay, you really can. Anybody can do this if they really want it, if they really want to start their journey towards what they would like to do in career or in business. Last but not least, I also have had, it's rare, but I've also had sometimes people that enrolled in the program and then found that they actually love what they do, and there were other things in their way, like for example they realized they just didn't like their work environment. Okay, so the program is really meant to support you and whatever comes up for you, from wow, I guess I just have to find a different boss, all the way to radical changes. Okay, so it's sort of part of the beauty of the whole thing. All right, I'm gonna let you read the rest of the details. I hope to see you. If you have any questions, and especially if you've never worked with me before, feel free to reach out. We can also set up a little bit of an intro call if you want. If you're not sure who I am here talking to you, you also can find a lot on my website, my podcast, on YouTube, so you can get a sense of who I am and what I'm up to. And are you ready to repurpose your purpose?